Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Chairman, dear Professor Sharipov, dear Minister Rajayev, verehrter lieber Herr Wacker, dear Katja Grivonos, dear Jungsvin. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, friends, well, it's always a pleasure, but at the same time a challenge to come up with some words in line with such outstanding speakers and experts. But then again, it's nice to have the last word. Anyway, it's my pleasure to welcome you, all of you, in the name of YAMO as one of the co-organizers of the conference, of the event. It's my pleasure at least for three good reasons. First, we are happy. We are simply happy and honored to be on board. On board as an organizing partner of the Tashkent State Economics University, the main organizer, and further well-known Uzbek and international institutions, like the Tashkent Agricultural University, the Tashkent Institute of Irrigation and Agricultural Mechanization, TIAME, and IFPRI. Second, with this conference, YAMO is keeping up the good relationships and cooperation with our esteemed partners in the region. For example, Itior Boboyanov and Lena Kuhn from YAMO working together with Nuruddin Muradulev from Tashkent University of Economics on a project aiming at the establishment of insurance markets to cope with climate risk. Nadia Janibekov from YAMO and Uktam Umuzarkov, director of the YAMO, have established a well-targeted doctoral program on sustainable agriculture in Central Asia. Or together with the Tashkent State Agrarian University, YAMO established a joint Uzbek-German university share at the Agricultural Agrarian University. With is led by Itior Boboyanov and supported by Bogdijan Suleymanov, director of the university and the vice agriculture minister. Finally, but not least, the event deals with an issue of highest relevance: the discussion on how sustainable and resilient agricultural development can be achieved to promote long-term inclusive growth in Central Asia. Well, as known, global trends like the rebirth of nationalism in some parts of the world, USA, new protectionist stances, and currently most important, the spread of COVID-19, make the promotion of the sustainable development goals like food security, inclusive growth, or the preservation of natural resources to seem more challenging than ever. These gloomy circumstances may in particular affect the agri-food economies and transition economies like those in Central Asia. In at least some Central Asian countries, productivity gaps, underdeveloped food chains, inefficient logistics and markets, and high transaction costs and trade constrain the potential revenue and the market access of actors in the food chain. And the entire food system is vulnerable to external shocks like climate change, trade restrictions, economic crisis, or, as mentioned, COVID-19. So, advanced strategies are required to increase the flexibility and resilience of the food economy. In this regard, the magic word is innovation. Innovations, and in particular digital innovations, are increasingly recognized as a vital tool to meet these challenges. For example, web-based platforms and apps provide know-how and market information with much higher outreach and lower cost than traditional extension and information services. To cope with climate risk, YAMO, for example, has launched, together with partners, index insurances in a couple of Central Asian countries and in Mongolia using satellite imaging, remote sensing and drone data. Further, the emergence of blockchains might improve the existing food model, the existing linear food chain model, by increasing transparency and trust among the actors. And social media could be a driver to increase competitiveness of small and medium food companies, agro-food companies, as has been shown, for example, by YAMO research. However, well-designed agri-food systems in innovation processes require a much stronger involvement of agricultural economic research. And strongly associated with this, the modernization of the academic education system is urgently needed to improve this agri-food system in the countries. So researchers, in particular younger people in the countries, need to be trained. They need to be skilled in agriculture, economics and related fields to reach an international level. In this sense, as mentioned, YAMO, for example, has established in partnership with Uzbek institutions 2 doctoral programs for Central Asian countries and a joint, as mentioned, joint German-Uzbek university share on international agricultural economics. Finally, to make use of research insights and education efforts in practice, science to business transfer is necessary to come up with needs-based solutions. So more in partnership and multi-stakeholder dialogues might help to promote a sustainable and resilient food sector. Well, we all see large-scale modernization processes, for example, in the Uzbek economy since the last 4 years. And we also see an enormous effort in order to internationalize the research and education system. However, our active involvement in these processes reveals several challenges that needs to be tackled. First, local education systems took only, say, cosmetic changes, like the organization of lectures still stuck in a sort of old style. For example, block courses are not allowed officially in the curricula. Second, attracting foreign teachers and foreign researchers need to be considered not only by few universities, as it is the current practice, but in all or most national universities. And third, especially the capacity of local researchers in agriculture economics and related fields, for example, in publishing in international journals or presenting their work in international conference and event, desired further attention. Nevertheless, we hope to see these developments in the coming years together with you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, sustainable agriculture and the evolution of the agri-food systems in Central Asia is in the center of the next 3 days' agenda. A special focus will be on the impact of COVID-19 and how to deal with it. So I'm really happy that we could win such prominent speakers and experts to discuss the topic. And it's particularly my pleasure to welcome the keynote speakers of the conference, Josef Schmidhuber, Yunhan Lee, Barbara Janusz Palevda, and Yevgenia Serova. Josef will right now give the first keynote on the effects of COVID-19 on global trade. So before I leave the floor to Lena, chairlady, and Josef, I wish to thank those who have made the conference possible. So big thank you to the main organizers, Nordin, Kameljan, Ina and Anna. Thank you and enjoy the conference.